Hello fellow deceivers and overachievers, I'm Val, the Blackthorn Mawile, bringing you another battle from my training session. Now this one, well, I'm just going to say it right now, this is actually a best 2 out of 3, that's why you'll notice that it's a little longer than it normally would be. But we're going to go ahead and look at what we've got here. Now on my side, we've got my normal team, the same team as last time, but on his side, we see a Tyranitar, Rotom Wash, Salamence, Mawile, Mienshao, and Klefki. Now I'm actually thinking, the first thing I see is I see that Mienshao, and I'm thinking fake out. I see that Klefki, and I'm thinking they're both coming out first turn. So I'm thinking of how to deal with it. So, yeah, there's the Klefki that he brings out, and here's the Mienshao. And then I don't know what I was thinking exactly. I ended up bringing out Goodra and Meowstic. I knew that I could take out Klefki if I worked it right. So I decided to fake out on Klefki because I knew that Mienshao was going to end up faking out my Goodra. I just had a feeling that it was going to fake out my Goodra because it was the bigger threat on the field. So with that, we had 2 fake outs. We both bring up safeguards. And okay, that was a little unexpected. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this guy has the same strategy in mind that I do. I ended up flamethrowing his Klefki, brought him down lower than half, and I realized things weren't exactly working here. So I ended up switching out my Meowstic for my Mawile right here, like hoping to not take a serious amount of damage. Now right here we've got a high jump kick, and yeah, I was kind of hoping that it would miss, but of course it didn't. So yeah, I ended up sending out my Crobat after that. I'm thinking, okay, what do I do here? But obviously I wasn't thinking straight, because I ended up protecting on Mawile, Brave Birding Mienshao, not really thinking that Tyranitar is going to be doing an extreme thing. And he ends up using Rock Slide, takes my Crobat low enough to where he takes damage from the Sandstorm and goes down to it. So my only 2 Pokemon left here are Mienshao and Mawile. Now obviously I've been making a few misplays here, and you've probably seen them. So I bring out Meowstic, he brings out Klefki. Now here's what happens. I'm faking out that Tyranitar just to get that fake out on it, and he ends up swaggering the Tyranitar, which honestly I did not expect it. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, because I've seen so many special Tyranitars that sometimes Tyranitars, they just make me a little confused. I finally get that Klefki out of the way, and this is where I realize, you know, I should not have gotten the Klefki. I should have gotten the Tyranitar, because now that Tyranitar is big, it's bulky, it was the bigger threat, and now I've got these 2 Pokemon that are huge threats on that side of the field. They both ended up using Protect just to see which one I'm going to end up attacking, and I ended up play roughing on the Tyranitar. Oh, but right here I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh man, oh, this is such a loss, and because I lost all faith in myself at this point. Here comes the Sucker Punch onto Mawile as I use Dark Pulse, hoping for that flinch on Tyranitar. But of course he ends up using Fire Blast on my Mawile, taking me all the way down. There goes my Mawile. My Meowstic is my only Pokemon, so I have only one strategy in mind. I need to swagger the opponent and hope for extreme hacks. But the thing is that even if I got extreme hacks, I'd still end up losing. And there we go. With that Rock Slide, that is the end of this battle. But like I said, this was a best 2 out of 3 thing, so we're going to just go ahead and we're going to pop on over to this next area. And it's basically the same team lineup. There were just a few minor differences from the beginning. Alright, so Klefki and Mawile are actually the choices that this guy brings out first, which is a little bad because I expected the same choice that he chose last time, so I brought out my Crobat to try and counter that. But it's still not a bad setup. I decided to taunt against Klefki as well as using a mat block just in case Mawile decided to attack. I knew he was Thunder Waving one of my Pokemon, and Greninja was probably the better choice because he was my faster Pokemon. Mat Block comes up, and here comes the taunt onto Klefki. I knew that the Klefki was going to end up switching out this turn, but I didn't know what to what, so to be sure, I used U-turn, even though I had that inkling, okay, I should use Brave Bird because it's probably going to be Mienshao. It was. I still ended up using U-turn, and that was that. The U-turn goes off. I mean, I did end up saving my Crobat from the move that Mawile here is about to use, being Rock Slide, that it will use onto both my Mawile and my Greninja. But what ended up happening was the next turn my Greninja gets faked out while I forget about this Protect that this Mawile could have potentially had. And, well, in the end, it just turned into the point where it didn't even matter about the flinch because I was paralyzed and I didn't get any damage off that turn. I decided to Shadow Sneak Mienshao. That way I could be 100% positive that it would end up going off. Rock Slide comes off. I'm pretty sure he's hoping for flinch hacks at this point. As my Fire Fang, it does end up going off, but it does not take it out, which I was a little sad about that happening, and I'm thinking, come on. While I ended up sending out my Crobat next, and I think he predicted my move. Whether it was Brave Bird or Cross Poison, I was going to end up doing damage to his Klefki, and he knew I was probably going to end up taking out his Mawile with a Sucker Punch. I'm pretty sure he planned to do the same thing. The Cross Poison does go off, but it does not do any damage to the Klefki as he sends out his Mienshao. The Mienshao will have Fake Out. He probably thinks that my Crobat has Inner Focus, but of course that is not what my Crobat carries at all. So yeah, that sucks. The Paralyze goes off onto my Crobat, and I ended up getting the Cross Poison onto his Mienshao. That Klefki, I knew it was a big hassle to take care of. He ends up swaggering my Crobat. I'm already expecting something very dangerous. I actually play rough the Tyranitar this time, but of course his Tyranitar did end up going first, and he did take out my Mawile, and honestly, I should have seen it coming. I probably should have protected, but it did not dawn on me. So my Crobat ends up going down after that to the Rock Slide as U-turn. My Crobat's right here, but my Crobat will end up going down to the Rock Slide very soon. I double targeted the Tyranitar here, both with Crobat and with my Goodra, knowing that, as long as I got that Tyranitar dead, I still had a chance. And I was hoping that Goodra would still do at least enough damage to take out that Tyranitar, but it did not do enough damage. And Goodra was there, paralyzed, a Dark Pulse came in, and that is the game. If you went ahead and liked, go ahead and leave a like. If you dislike, go ahead and leave a dislike. It's your own prerogative. If you really enjoyed it, go ahead and subscribe because there's always more to come. And of course, leave a comment below. Tell me what your thoughts are. What would you have done in these situations? I'd like to know. So anyways, guys, until next time, take care, my fellow deceivers, and all of you overachievers. Until next time.